Today's session, we have Susie in the house. Give her a hand, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the
Yay.
10K Club. How was that for you?
It was so nice. Honestly, I was chasing after it for a while and, it was good. It was good. It was very inspiring, to be honest with you. So I just want to like scale up, of course, as you know. I know that
What,
if I accomplish this, I can just keep going, right?
yeah, for sure. I mean, this is early days, it's just a great signal. So what
Mhm.
was the biggest problem that initially drove you to joining client automation?
Um, I was working a career and I wanted to not do that. I don't want the set hours. So I wanted to build my business. I wanted it I wanted it to be online. I wanted it to be mobile. So and then I heard you we're talking on Clubhouse and then I'm like, okay, I like you, I like your tone, all of what you're doing. And so then yeah, I jumped on and it's nice. It fits my model, that I want.
Did you have any reservations about joining, or like were you nervous about anything?
At the beginning of this whole thing, is that what we're talking?
Yeah, yeah. Any
Yeah.
reservations about joining?
Um, I knew I wanted to make a move. You guys were my first coaches that I looked towards. I like what I heard. The only I remember the in during the Zoom call, it was when I think it was 8K or whatever the amount was, and I was like, okay, well, it's my first time even looking into coaching, but it's just like, okay, well, I do want this. I don't want to spend time and then you guys again you guys fit my model, so then I just took that leap. So if there was a reservation, it'd probably be like a little bit on at the money, because I was like, I'm gonna transition, I don't know when, type of thing, and I'm in the middle of my career, but not enough to stop it, obviously. So
Because you're a decision maker. I love it. So
right.
look, what's been the best thing so far? I know it's early days, but look, sometimes people say the 24/7 support, sometimes people say the live clinics, sometimes people say like just the methodology, just being able to go through it as clearly as it is. Some people say
Mhm.
the accountability, some people say the closer process, some people say the ad script, some people say the funnels. What have you got the most value out of so far?
Um, I think it's the accountability plus the obviously like, your information is incredible, by the way. It's so clear. And you guys have done such a great job. I was thinking about it because, in my career, it's like all organization and all like little pieces. And you have done an incredible job. Like the way you guys have split every single thing under resources and otherwise, it's so good. So
Thank you.
that's
Appreciate that.
beautiful. Beautifully. Yeah, beautifully done for sure. I think also the one-on-one, just like be like feeling my way through the very beginning of the process all the way through, having the group of you guys just jumping in, and even like small celebrations. It's amazing because as a leader, I know I did this for my 600 plus people's, in my career, and it was like, I knew as a leader, I'm like, yeah, celebrating is good, but now being on this one, I'm like, well, the little things matter. Like even in my desk here, I have the 10K, and it's like, oh, it's so cute. Like I was so happy about it. So it matters, the little things
They
and the big
do.
things.
Yeah, they all build up. And like what I've noticed over the years is that again, like some things are more valuable to others depending again on their journey. And as you continue going, you get more value. Just like for example, like a coaching contract, you could spend 3 grand on a coaching contract, terms and conditions, you could spend like 5 grand on that. All of
Mhm,
those things we give to you because we've already done it. So
mhm,
therefore, if we can add value to you, a cool application funnel is 10 grand minimum.
mm.
That's really tested, that's validated, not just,
Yeah.
without any testing. So it's like, yeah, the goal is to massively over deliver. So look, really, really appreciate that you appreciate that because not everyone does for sure.
Mhm. Yeah. No.
We live in a world of complainers and online today, people, it's not their fault, but they are massively overwhelmed. And, like it's just a general state of the online space. They have a concept of what they need, but they don't have the right structures, the right support, the actual right process to follow. And they're trying to do too many things or that they're just watching too much free content that constantly pushes them into a range of different things to do. So they end up giving up, not making enough money, or with actually no process to follow.
Mhm.
What what do you think you'd say to someone who was on the edge of joining that was nervous?
Of joining the program,
Hmm.
I would say there's a lot of value in the knowledge that it comes with. Like um you can't make that up, right? So like I can go and pay and somebody to do the stuff for me, and like you said, like the funnels and all of that. But at the end of the day, I'd still feel blind to the whole process, right? And so therefore I would still feel like I have a crutch, like I'm relying on someone and I don't know how or why.
Mm,
And so to see the ins and the outs of what's going on, to be
makes
able to
sense.
come from like a career that has nothing to do with what I'm doing and get some really major experience around the ins and outs of how the process works, where I would be able to give input even if I did hire out like in the future, um, that's valuable
Mm.
versus like me just like, yeah, sure, put it in your hands. I don't know what's going on, but blindly going about it.
Why do you think, I mean, why do you think people do go blindly about it? Or do they think they're not being blind?
Yeah, I don't think they're being blind. I think they're being efficient, to be honest with you. I know I would be thinking the same way. You know what I mean? Okay, based on efficiency, like give it to somebody else and let them do it. And I will focus on something else. And, but at the same time, before, joining this, I was also, again, blind spots everywhere, like I don't know what's going on behind the scenes over there. I'm just trusting people to do it.
Mm,
And I love mastering knowledge, and so to me it just feels like if I don't know what's going on, it's disturbing to me, like at a,
mm,
at a certain level. And so I need to get in there and understand what you're providing for me, what you're doing for me. I don't want to just get bottom line results. Now after, for example, this program, like if I know what's going on and I still hire out and you give me bottom line, I know what's going on in a sense.
makes sense. Did you think you had that sort of thinking because of your career, or is it something that you've shifted as you've started to become more entrepreneurial?
I do think that I had it because of my career. I had to have it, So I had to know what was going on in so many different ways and so many different areas, to make sure that things were running the way they needed to. Now switching all my knowledge into my, entrepreneur, career now, it's interesting because it's like, what do I bring with me, what do I apply, what do I drop that I no longer need, in a sense, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. Look, it doesn't work without amazing people though. And look, Susie, thank you for being here. Appreciate you because like in this conversation, you're easy, you're coachable, and honestly, the easier you are, the easier it is to grow your business. The more
Mm.
difficult someone is, the more resistance, the more issues that they bring to the party, the harder it is. And you'll notice this with your clients. A great client is someone that's easy, coachable, hasn't
Yeah,
got loads of shit going on in their mind. And so,
yeah.
yeah, in today's world, I really appreciate spending time with amazing people like yourself. That being said, let's get clear on your next steps.